What's up guys, Energy KD, and I want to talk about a build that I made, the Paladin build for Dark Souls 2. Now, I'm going to put up the stats right now. Now, you may have noticed that the build has no adaptability. What? Adaptability? I mean, that's a fucking word. But pretty much the adaptability is shit low, the N is shit low, and it's supposed to be that way for the Paladin build. Mainly because you're so focused on getting as much points into faith and also getting as much points into attunement and strength by the time you hit 130, so you can be at your most optimal. It doesn't really matter for me because I usually roll around with shields and I dodge stuff too, and it's not really that difficult, even though my adaptability could be better, but you know, it's alright. Now for the vigor and endurance, they're usually hand in hand, just like the attunement and strength. They're a little bit lower than strength and attunement. You know, I mean, you're gonna get the third dragon ring, and that's gonna increase your strength and stamina by a lot. Now, before I talk about any of the rings, I just want to show you some of the miracles that I use. These are mostly the miracles that I use all the time, and there's the reason why I would like that the faith would just be at 42 by the time it's 130, but you know, when your character is 130. But in the end, it's completely up to you. If you want more points, you want to use that Sunlight Spear, go ahead. But you also got to realize that if you do that, you're going to be sacrificing points from strength, you're going to be sacrificing points from endurance, you're going to be sacrificing points from all that other stuff just to use Sunlight Spear, which is kind of slow but hits like a fucking truck. Alright, now I'm going to showcase some of my miracles. That's Sunlight Spear, Great Lightning Spear, and then the weakest of them all, the Lightning Spear, but fastest. Alright, so we got the Great Magic Barrier, pretty much does what it sounds like. The Emit Force, I'd rather use Emit Force instead of regular Force, even though it's slower, but it does good damage. And then Heavenly Thunder, I use this sometimes on PvP, and it does alright in PvE too. And then Sunlight Spear. The only problem with Sunlight Spear is that you need to have a chime on the other hand and a weapon on your right hand. That's the only time you can use it. And when you put your weapon away, the buff will go away too. Then you got a cool looking lightning sword going Super Saiyan. Now moving on to the gear, we got the Dragon Chime, probably the best chime in the game. We got the Claymore, added lightning to both of them. And then we also have the shield. I have the Defender shield, but you could just use the Dragalic shield, which has like 100% block, so you can pretty much block most of the attacks in this game, except for some crazy boss attacks. Now we got the full Velgar armor set. It's a really good armor. It's kind of heavy, but it's alright because you could use rings like the Royal Soldier's ring or Third Dragon ring. Now we got the Black Dragon armor. The only way you can get this armor is by joining the Dragon Covenant, offering 30 dragon skills, and the only way you can get dragon skills is by PvPing, usually in place like Iron Keep. And there's areas where people will drop like those weird summon signs like Touch Dragonstone. I went ahead and killed myself because the only way you can take out this armor is by dying. That's the only bad part about this armor, because once you transform into the dragon, you can't go back. Now, like I was saying, the only way you can get dragon skills is by joining the Dragon Covenant that's in Iron Keep, and then you pretty much just drop one of those dragon soapstones on the floor. Somebody will pick it up and then you will invade them. It's not an actual invade because somebody has to touch in order for you to come in there. Then you do a little PvP, and whoever wins gets a dragon scale. And if you have 30 of them, you can offer 30 dragon scales and you'll get the Black Dragon armor. And when you die, you see it's gone. It's not necessarily gone though. You have like a rock that you can put in your inventory, the Dragon Torso Stone, and you know, you press on that and you can transform. Now one more armor set before I get into the topic of what rings I would usually wear as a Paladin. One of the really good armors out there that's not that difficult to get, has good defense, and it's very light too. It's the Alva set, the full Alva set. The only way you can get it is by talking to the dude in the very beginning in Majula that sells armor. You're gonna have to spend 16,000 souls on all of the armor just to get this. Not even just to get it, so it could be available to be bought. Then you have to spend more to actually buy the pieces separately. Now for my rings, I have Ring of Blades, Chlorictha Ring, Old Sun Ring, and Third Dragon Ring. The Chlorictha Ring is mainly for increasing Stamina over time. Ring of Blades is pretty much for damage. The third dragon ring is to increase my equipment load, increase my HP and my stamina. The old sun ring is just a PvP ring that I use. Pretty much what it does is when I get hit, there's a 30% chance that they might get hit with an explosion caused by my ring. Now here's a chart with sets of rings that I usually use for PvP. I have 2 sets of rings that I use for PvP. I also have 3 sets for PvE. They're a little bit different, but I'm disregarding situational rings. Like, you know, there's a lot of situational rings that you might change some of your rings for. Like maybe you have to fall somewhere so you can take less damage. These are just rings that I use on a general. Alright, and that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'm out.